ABC Sport.
ABC Sport Digital Radio. Your home of football.
We're just waiting for the smoke to clear here at Bruce Stadium. Andre Watson talking to both captains, talking to Todd Blackadder and Brett Robinson. We'll have kick-off in just a moment on the sideline. David Pembroke.
I don't know about you, Tim, but I don't feel very well. I am so nervous, I can't believe it. I don't know. It's going to be a great game, and I hope that the Brumbies can bring the season home with a great performance. That's what has been the focus all year, and let's hope that for the home side at least, that's what we get.
So here's the kick-off on the halfway line. Andrew Mertens has the ball lined up, kicks the ball about 15 metres into Brumbies territory, and it's taken back there by Mortlock under heaps of pressure. Mortlock takes it comfortably in the end, 25 metres out from his own goal line. It goes across the face of the ruck now to Kafer. Kafer tackled centre field, 25 metres out from his own goal line. Gregan gets the ball back, looks on his outside, finds Roff on the fly, and Joe Roff is tackled about 15 metres short of the halfway line. This is Steve Larkham. On his outside, he's got Kafer, ducks and weaves, comes back on the inside, runs straight into the forwards, and he's tackled there. Larkham's got the ball now. Second phase possession. This is Jeremy Paul. Drifts across field, and he's tackled there by Robinson. About 15 short of the halfway line. So the Brumbies still with possession now through Mark Bartholomew's. Ducks, weaves, and this time he runs straight into Scott Robinson again, who's done a heap of work so far, alongside Reuben Thorne. Third phase possession now for the Brumbies. Stephen Larkham runs straight at Greg Somerville, and Somerville puts him to ground about 11 short of the halfway line. It's a game of inches in the early stages. Ball comes back now to Roth, then on to Noriega. Noriega forced back. It was a pretty solid front-on tackle there, and there's a bit going on in back play. The referee has seen it. Ball comes back now to Walker. Kicks it downfield. Back there is Caleb Ralph, has the ball now, 11 short of the halfway line, comes up to the halfway line on the inside now. He's got McDonald. McDonald's through the gap, comes towards Gregan. Gregan offloads now to Hammett. Does McDonald, and he's tackled about 15 metres out now from the Brumbies goal line. The Crusaders spin the ball wide. It goes to Mertens, knocks the ball back, says the referee. 20 metres out now from the Brumbies goal line. Again, it's Mertens, far side of the field. The ball is thrown to Scott Robertson, and it's gone into touch, far side of the field. But the penalty goes to the Crusaders, 15 metres out from the Brumbies goal line, and they're going to have a shot from directly in front. Bob Hitchcock.
Well, it's evident now that regardless of the conditions, Canterbury are going to throw the ball around. The reason they were able to throw that one back into the Brumbies' faces, they're playing two fullbacks, a fullback and a blindside winger staying back for them.
On the sideline, David Pembroke.
Yeah, it was one of those penalties that had to come. Obviously, Brumbies trying to stand as close as they can to the offside line. They don't want to be too far back because they don't want to give this Canterbury backline any space. That time, Andre Watson saw them, called it early, played the advantage. There was nothing doing. That's why Mertens threw the miracle ball. Mertens from straight in front.
Andrew Mertens comes up to have a shot at goal, 15 metres out directly in front. 0-0 here at Bruce Stadium inside the first 3 minutes as Mertens moves in now. Directly in front, 15 metres out, should throw it over. It's there. 3 points to 0. Canterbury over the Brumbies. Early stages, Jeff Didier.
Well, it's been a very physical start, Tim. The defence on both sides has been very, very physical. Canterbury Crusaders, they're not holding anything back there on those tackles. They really are getting stuck into the Brumbies. It's good to see. It's good footy so far.
They're off to a positive start. Blackadder. Scott Robertson has got through a mountain of work along with Reuben Thorne. They're terrorising the Brumbies inside backs and causing heaps of problems.
They're just throwing themselves at them, aren't they, at the moment?
Now the restart from Andrew Walker on the halfway line into this breeze here at Bruce Stadium. 3 points to 0, the Crusaders over the Brumbies. The ball is kicked by Walker, goes about 20 metres. It's taken back there by Maxwell, forced back as the Brumbies came through. Young on him very quickly. The ball will come back though, 25 metres out from the Crusaders goal line. It's developed into a ruck. It was a rolling ball, developed into a ruck. Hurst gets the ball back as it comes now to Mertens. Drills it downfield. Not a bad kick, but straight into the arms of Joe Roff on the halfway line. Roff sprints as he comes towards the defensive line. Straight into the forwards. He's tackled there by Gibson. Maxwell was there as well. Second phase possession now for the Brumbies. Goes wide now to Walker, then on to Kafer. Kafer bounces out of the first line of defence, but Mark Robinson comes across and forces him to ground. The Brumbies have still got the ball, though, through the forwards. Finally, it comes back now to Larkham. Long pass on the outside. Finds Mortlock. Mortlock almost through the gap out wide. It closed pretty quickly. The referee playing advantage. 41 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. The Brumbies will got the ball. They'll get the penalty if they don't get the ball back. Finally, it comes back now to Kafer. Kafer straight into the forwards. Cribb forces him to ground. 35 metres out. Ball comes back now to Cribb, but the penalty has been given to the Brumbies. 41 metres out from the Crusaders goal line, directly in front. Bob Hitchcock.
Yes, as I said earlier, very, very physical. I agree with Jeff. The defence on both sides has been unflinching. Early days yet. Both sides just feeling the pressure of the game and the speed of the game.
On the sideline, the Media and Communications Director for the ACT Brumbies, David Pembroke.
I think that Andrew Mertens may have given something away there. If he's going to kick in that position and kick to Joe Roth like that, it could be a long night for the Crusaders. I think they're going to have to perhaps use the ball a little bit more in hand, because if they continually turn it over, the Brumbies, as we've seen all year, they'll continue to try to carry the ball back. So I don't know. Well, certainly Mertens didn't get a good shot at that one, but I don't know about their tactics. Owen Finnegan foreshadowed that he thought that they would kick a lot. I think that could get them some sort of problems. But Sterling Mortlock, there did look like just for a moment there that they might have gone for touch, but Brett Roberts decided not to. Obviously, it's a final. Nothing else matters except for the victory, and Sterling Mortlock has this one lined up, Tim, straight in front, about 40 metres out.
Mortlock directly in front, 41 metres out. Characteristic stab in front of the ball. Moves back now, 41 metres out, directly in front. The Crusaders 3, leading the Brumbies 0 inside the first 6 minutes of the Super 12 final. As Mortlock steadies himself now. Positive start from both sides. The Crusaders on top early. The Brumbies just getting back into the game now. As Mortlock steadies himself, 41 metres out. This to level the scores. Moves in with the assistance of a breeze. Looks pretty good off the boot. Certainly got the distance. Has it got the direction? Bounces off the left upright. Goes into the arms now of Reuben Thorne. He sprints at crossfield. Links up now with Mertens. Inside his own 22. Drills it downfield. It's gone out on the full far side of the field, but he was inside the 22. Great kick from Andrew Mertens. He's found touch. Far side of the field. About 15 metres inside Brumbies territory, but it's going to be a Brumbies line-out throw. Jeremy Paul coming up to throw the ball into the line-out. Quickly checking those other scores with the Crusaders leading by 3 points to 0. Julian Abbott.
In New South Wales Club Rugby this afternoon, the Canberra Vikings 29, Sydney University 7. That match played in Shanghai. In the NRL, it's North Queensland 0, Parramatta 0 and Melbourne 0, Penrith 6.
The Brumbies win this line out. Long pass now to Kafer from Gregan. Kafer straight up the centre of the right. Tackled though. Coming across quickly was Robertson once again. Paul comes back now to Larkham. Looks on his outside. Finds Jeremy Paul. Punishing run by him. Straight into Darryl Gibson. Puts him on the ground. 25 metres out now from the Brumbies goal line. Ball lost forward now by Joe Roth. The referee has given another penalty, and the penalty has gone to the Crusaders directly in front. On the sideline, David Pembroke.
Yeah, that was the call on Rod Kafer for running obstruction there. Andre Watson has told him to get out of the play, and once he moves the ball on, don't be involved. Rod Kafer has accepted that, gone back to his mark, and Andrew Mertens will now have his next opportunity, which I'm sure he's going to convert. It's about straight in front, probably about 25 metres out.
So Mertens coming up to have a shot at goal. We've heard all week about the obstruction law, and Robbie Deans, the coach of the Crusaders, certainly has spoken a fair bit about it. Bob, did you expect to be penalised early in the match like this?
I think the referees know very, very well what's going on. It's disappointing both coaches, quite frankly, have resorted to be in the media about it. The referee will call it as he sees it, and he'll do a good job.
So directly in front, Andrew Mertens coming up to have another shot at goal. 3 points to 0, Canterbury over the Brumbies here at Bruce Stadium. As Mertens moves in, looks pretty good, certainly has the distance, and it's got the direction as well, straight over the black dot. So it's Canterbury 6, leading the Brumbies 0. Jeff Didier.
You can't help wondering whether the referee has been listening to the media just a little bit too much. It really wasn't much in that, and I just think sometimes they get a little bit persuaded about things like that.
So the restart now for the Brumbies, right on the halfway line. Andrew Walker coming up to restart play for the ACT. The Crusaders 6, leading the Brumbies 0. 2 penalty goals to Andrew Mertens inside the first 9 minutes of the Super 12 final. Cold conditions here at Bruce Stadium. Capacity crowd. Ball kicked into Crusaders territory by Walker. Coming through very quickly for the Brumbies was Young. He's pilfered possession far side of the field, and the Brumbies have got the ball 25 metres out. They spin it wide now to Kafer. Punishing run by him. Straight at Darryl Gibson. Forces him to ground. Mertens was there as well. 15 metres out, the Brumbies roll it towards the goal line. Comes back now to Gregan, then on to Larkham. Inside it goes now to Finikatau. He's tackled about 23 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. George Gregan across the face of the ruck. He passes now to Kafer. Kafer tackled by Blackadder out there. Maxwell was there as well. 21 metres out. Gregan has the ball. On the inside it goes back to Larkham. Larkham is caught though, right on the 22. Penalty goes to the Brumbies directly in front. About 23 metres out. Andre Watson has given the Brumbies a penalty, 23 metres out, almost directly in front. On the sideline, David Pembroke.
Yes, Tim, well, the first thing I can report to you is that it is now snowing in Canberra. I'm not exactly sure how cold it is, and I'm sure Julian Abbott will give us that, but it is now snowing at Bruce Stadium as Sterling Mortlock lines this one up.
The players have played in the snow in the past, apparently in Japan in a pre-season game, Jeff Didier.
Oh, it was snowing. It was a bit like this too, Tim. I tell you what, it was absolutely freezing, but it was an experience.
So it is 2 degrees, but we have a wind chill factor here around -3 apparently on the field as the ball is about to be kicked by Sterling Mortlock directly in front. Very chilly conditions here at Bruce Stadium. The Crusaders 6 leading the Brumbies 0, and Mortlock coming up to have another shot at goal. Missed with his first shot from about 41 metres out directly in front. This one's a fair bit easier.
My concern, Tim, is that I hope we're not getting a penalty shootout. We've had 25 bloody penalties in the game, and we've got 2 good kickers, and I just hope it doesn't dissolve into that sort of game. We've got 2 sides who can run the ball here.
So, the kick now from Sterling Mortlock directly in front. 23 metres out. Mortlock moves in. This for the first points for the Brumbies tonight. And Mortlock has missed it, waved away to the left-hand side of the upright, and the score remains 6-0. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. Now the restart from the Crusaders. Andrew Mertens kicks it deep into Brumbies territory. Back there for the ACT is Joe Roth. Has the ball now, 10 metres short of the halfway line. Long pass infield, finds Steve Larkham. Larkham drifts across field now to Bartholomew's, and Bartholomew's is tackled about 5 short of the halfway line. Second phase possession. Ball comes back again to Joe Roth, almost on the halfway line. Nice pass from George Gregan. Gregan has the ball again, decides to go to the blind side. Kicks the ball through. Back there is Cribb. Has the ball now over the halfway line. He goes. Very damaging runner. Caught from behind though by Harrison. Robertson was there as well. Ball comes back now to Hammett, and Hammett is hitting a very hard tackle this side of the field, and the tackler was Giffen. 11 metres inside Brumbies territory. It's the Crusaders on the attack again. Long pass on the outside to the winger on the far side of the field in Robinson. Robinson has the ball now. Went to Vunivaaka, then back to Robinson, and Robinson is tackled about 25 metres out now. The referee playing advantage. The Crusaders will get another penalty. Ball comes back now to Mertens. The race is on. He chips the ball through. The referee has given another penalty to the Crusaders, almost directly in front. 23 metres out now from the Brumbies goal line. It's looming as a penalty shootout here at Bruce Stadium. The Crusaders 6 leading the Brumbies 0. And Andrew Mertens coming up to have another shot at goal from about 23 metres out. Brett Robinson addressing his troops. And let's hope this game isn't decided on penalties. Merton is going to have another shot at goal. He's spoken to the referee, and Andre Watson points his arms and hands towards the goalposts. Let's hope it isn't going to be a penalty shootout. On the sideline, David Pembroke.
Well, I don't know how it's not going to be a penalty shootout, really, because I think that's what's going to happen, or it seems to be. Maybe the Brumbies are a bit over-enthusiastic at the moment, and they are infringing. Discipline was one of the words of the week, and so far we probably haven't seen as much as we'd like. Tim, back to you for the kick.
Yes, the kick about to take place. Andrew Mertens coming up to have a shot at goal. 23 metres out, directly in front. The Crusaders 6 leading the Brumbies 0. 28 minutes remaining in the first half as Mertens comes up. He moves in and he has kicked it. No problems there. Andrew Mertens has kicked it. 9-0. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. Jeff Didier.
Yes, I'm afraid I'm losing patience with Andre Watson. I'm losing faith. I really think he's had a brain explosion. He's wrecking it at the moment.
9-0. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. 27 minutes remaining in this first half. Andrew Walker, as the snow falls here at Bruce Stadium, about to restart play on the halfway line. Mertens is back in his position, back at fullback for the restart, as Walker kicks the ball about 15 metres far side of the field. The Brumbies once again have got the ball, but they might have knocked it forward over there. The referee has seen it. It was knocked forward by the Brumbies, and I think you'll find that it is going to be a Crusaders scrum feed. The crowd don't like it, but the Brumbies came through quickly. The ball was knocked on far side of the field, 30 metres out from the Crusaders goal line. It's going to be a Crusaders scrum feed, and Ben Hurst coming up to put the ball into the scrum. 15 short of the halfway line. The Crusaders leading by 9-0. Hurst gets the ball back after they win the scrum. Goes to Mertens, kicks it downfield inside his own 22. He's found touch too. Bounces off the chest of Walker, but he was basically out of the field of play, and he's found touch about 1 metre inside Brumbies territory. It's going to be a Brumbies line-out throw right on the halfway line, and Jeremy Paul coming up to throw the ball in for the ACT. 9-0. The Crusaders over the Brumbies here at Bruce Stadium. 26 minutes remaining in the first half. The ball to be thrown in by Paul. It's won there by Giffen. Jumping at number 3. Ball comes back quickly. Noriega dives on it. Young is there very quickly as well. Referee says get the ball back. Finally it comes back now to Robinson. Robinson busts them out wide almost. Saw a gap. It closed pretty quickly. Made it inside Crusaders territory though. This is Rod Kafer over the halfway line. He goes. Tackled by McDonald. right on the halfway line. Ball comes back now to Gregan, then on to Larkham. Long pass on the outside, finds Joe Roff, and Roff inside Canterbury territory, 5 metres inside the Crusaders half. The Brumbies have the ball as it comes back now to Larkham. Looks on his outside, finds Jeremy Paul. Paul tackled right on the halfway line. And the Brumbies simply spinning the ball from left to right at the moment. Comes back to Larkham, realises that that's exactly what they're doing, decides to kick it through. Back there inside the 22 is Mertens, and Mertens has found touch once again right on the halfway line. It's the Crusaders 9 leading the Brumbies 0 here at Bruce Stadium. Bob Hitchcock.
Interesting to see they've dropped Mertens back into fullback, but you've got to give full marks to Canterbury. Their defence is up quickly and it's very, very effective. It's physical and it's quick and it's moving and catching the Brumbies behind the tackle line.
So the line out to be thrown by Jeremy Paul, 9 metres inside his own territory, 9 short of the halfway line. Andre Watson speaking to both line-outs, just making sure that everybody is in the line-out who should be there. Finally, the ball is thrown in, one by Harrison, jumping at number 2. Long pass infield, goes to Kafer. They're pretty quick on Rod Kafer, and Robinson forces him to ground. Hurst up there very quickly as well. Back it goes now to Jeremy Paul, and Paul is tackled 12 short of the halfway line. Finally comes back to Gregan, then on to Larkham. Larkham looks for Roff on the outside, can't bust them there. In fact, the prop forward is out there, Somerville, and crunching tackle from Somerville, 11 metres short of the halfway line. Ball goes now on the outside. Kafer looks for somebody to pass to, in the end finds Giffen, and David Giffen is tackled 11 short of the halfway line. Patience football being shown at the moment by the Brumbies, 11 short of the halfway line. Finally it comes back again to Larkham. Larkham sees a gap, closes pretty quickly. Greg Feek up there very quickly on Steve Larkham, 15 short of the halfway line. The Brumbies going backwards at the moment. Strong defence by the Crusaders. The ball wasn't going to come out, and because of that good defence from the Crusaders, they'll get the scrum feed 25 metres out from the Brumbies goal line. Bob Hitchcock.
Yes, and again, tribute to very, very effective defence by Canterbury. On 5, I think, occasions there, they lost territory, the Brumbies, because of good pressure defence.
On the sideline, David Pembroke.
I would have to agree with Bob Hitchcock, and unlucky there for Stephen Larkham. I think these conditions have certainly neutralised a lot of the Brumbies' advantage of this season, which is being able to move the ball quickly in good conditions. Certainly tonight is not ideal for that sort of game.
It has stopped snowing, though, here at Bruce Stadium. And that, I can tell you with a great deal of relish. 9 points to 0. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. 23 minutes remaining in this first half. The scrum collapses for the second time. 25 metres out from the Brumbies goal line. The Crusaders to get the scrum feed. Hurst to put the ball in. Mertens pretty flat. Has Gibson on his outside along with Robinson. Ball goes in. Won by the Crusaders, picked up by Ron Cribb. He runs straight at George Gregan, tackles him with assistance from Ippolito Finicatau. Ball comes back, long pass to Mertens on the inside. Mertens looks for Somerville, finds him, and Somerville is tackled 23 metres out now from the Brumbies goal line. Ball comes back again to Mertens, looks for the drop goal from about 25 metres out. From 25 metres out, waved away to the right-hand side of the upright. A long-range field goal from Andrew Mertens, 25 metres out in these wet conditions. The Crusaders leading by 9 points to 0. Ambitious attempt there from Andrew Mertens, but realising points are valuable.
Yes, and you can see Mertens, he really does mix his kicks up very well. Little grubbers, little chips over the top, switching direction. It makes up, quite frankly, for sometimes some very poor passing skills that he demonstrates, but his kicking really keeps the pressure on the opposition.
So the restart for the Brumbies. Andrew Walker on the 22. 2 balls on the field. Andre Watson sees it, stops play. Andrew Walker about to kick the ball, but there are 2 footies on the ground. Finally, it's kicked to the far grandstand side of the field, the eastern side, as the ball is kicked off by Andrew Walker. Goes about 15 metres, and it's taken over there by Somerville. Takes it comfortably in the end. 25 metres out now from the Brumbies goal line. The Crusaders on the attack. Ball comes back now to Robinson. Nice pass from Mertens that time. 30 metres out. Good solid defence by the Brumbies. Mertens on the inside. Looks for somebody. Finds Greg Feek, the big prop forward. Runs straight at George Gregan. Forces him to ground. They'll look for the blind side now. On the blind side, it's Mertens. Long cutout pass to Ron Cribb. Cribb down the far touchline. Gets the ball away. It's loose on the ground. They'll get second phase possession though, the Crusaders. Hurst looks for it, but they've knocked the ball on. In that ruck on the far side of the field, the Crusaders going for the line. Cribb threw the ball back on the inside, and it's gone forward. And so there is going to be a scrum, and it's going to be a Brumbies scrum feet, far side of the ground. Gregan to put the ball in, and there is a player down, injured at the moment. Looks like Pato Noriega receiving treatment on the sideline. David Pembroke.
Yes, I think you're right with that. It is Patricio Noriega just getting a bit of attention at the moment, but I think that might be just a call to allow the team to regather themselves, regather their composure. As we report that the snow has stopped, So has the rain, and the wind's dropped off as well. This is a very, very strange night so far. In the first 20 minutes, we've had very strong wind conditions, no wind conditions, snow, rain. Now it's clear. So at the moment, all things are right for the start. 21 minutes left in the first half. The Crusaders leading 9 points to 0.
Scrum packs down right on the 22. Brumbies end of the ground. It's going to be a Brumbies scrum feed. George Gregan coming up to put the ball into the scrum. 9 points to 0. The Crusaders over the Brumbies in the first half. Midway through the first half. Ball put in by Gregan. Not a bad push by the Crusaders. They force the Brumbies across field. And the scrum is going to pack once again. Fair bit going on in the front row, Jeff.
Well, there certainly is. The Brumbies front row are on form at the moment, but the Canterbury Crusaders front row, they've got a lot to make up for 2 weeks ago.
Yes, Feek, Hammett and Somerville packed down against the Brumbies. Young, Paul and Noriega. Scrum to be packed once again.
No, I'd say the Crusaders are scrummaging a little bit better than the Brumbies at the moment. They've really done their homework.
They're pushing the Brumbies around at the moment, aren't they?
Oh, they're getting a nice wheel on it as well, which is making it very awkward for Gregan and Williams at the back.
22 metres out, right on the 22 in fact now. Brumbies enter the field. Gregan puts the ball in. This time it's won by the Brumbies. Scrum holds up nicely. Comes back now to Gregan from Williams. Wide it goes now to Larkham. Sees a gap. Closes pretty quickly. 25 metres out from his own goal line. Ippolito Finicatau there very quickly as well for the Brumbies. Ball comes back now to Kafer from Gregan. Looks on his outside. Finds Mortlock. Kicks the ball through. But straight into the arms of McDonald on the first bounce. McDonald has got the ball 25 metres out. Passes on the inside now to Blackadder. And the Crusaders have possession again. 25 metres out. Ron Cribb goes for the line. Tackled though by the Brumbies. Inside the 22. The Crusaders again on the attack. Ball goes wide to Mertens. Chips the ball through. Back there for the Brumbies though is Roth. Has the ball right on his own goal line. Kicks it downfield. Back there is Werner Barker right on the halfway line. Picks it up on the fourth bounce. Has players in support including Andrew Mertens. Mertens has the ball now. Looks on his outside. Throws a hospital pass on the outside to Caleb Ralph. Ralph has the ball. Sprints into the defence. And he's tackled 41 metres out now from the Brumbies goal line. The Crusaders on the attack far side of the field. Once again it's Werner Barker. Charges towards the defensive line. Tackled by Gregan over there. 25 metres out now from the Brumbies goal line. Ball comes back now to Mertens. Long pass infield. Finds Cribb again on the outside. Cribb with a pass over the top to McDonald. He's knocked it on. Solid defence there by the Brumbies. David Giffen coming across has forced the error there. McDonald came across.
You know, the Crusaders, they had some numbers out there too. I think that they'd spun it wide. The Brumbies were in a lot of trouble.
No doubt about it. On the sideline, David Pembroke.
Daryl Gibson was actually positioned on the left wing, was calling for Mertens to do the chip kick. He probably had about 20 metres on Mark Bartholomew's, and for a period there of about 40 seconds, he was screaming across with Todd Blackadder trying to get Mertens' attention for the kick. Didn't come off. Probably a bad option there by Ron Cribb, not letting the ball go a little bit further. Great defence by David Giffen to force the turnover.
Bill Young receiving treatment in back play. Scrum about to pack down. 9 points to 0. The Crusaders over the Brumbies here at Bruce Stadium. Checking those other scores, Julian Abbott.
In the NRL, it's Parramatta 8 leading North Queensland 0 in Townsville. And in Melbourne, it's the Storm 0, Penrith 10.
Scrum about to pack down. Young receiving treatment. Finally, the doctor and the physio off the field, and he's okay to pack down. 23 metres out now from the Brumbies goal line. The Brumbies will feed the scrum. George Gregan about to put the ball in. The Crusaders looking dangerous in the first half. The Brumbies have got the ball now. The referee speaking to Pardo Noriega and Bill Young. And the penalty goes to the Crusaders. 25 metres out, directly in front. And the Crusaders get another penalty. This will make it 12 points to 0. It's directly in front. And Jeremy Paul coming up to have a word to the referee. He can't understand exactly what's going on here. Andre Watson so far has given a penalty for obstruction and now a penalty for not binding correctly by the looks of it.
Well, he blew it up as soon as they engaged him. I mean, I don't know what he could possibly have said. I mean, they didn't even have time to get their grips, whether it be illegal or not.
So, Andrew Mertens coming up to have another shot at goal. 18 minutes into this game here at Bruce Stadium. And Mertens is about 23 metres out, directly in front. And you have to think that he's going to throw this one over again. 9 points to 0.
Stuff,
yeah. 9 points to 0. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. Midway through the first half. As Mertens comes up again. It's been a penalty shootout so far. Mortlock has missed with both his shots at goal. Andrew Mertens 3 from 3 so far. Mertens to make it 4 from 4. Moves in. Looks pretty good off the boot. Surely it's there. It's there. 12 points to 0. The Crusaders over the Brumbies here at Bruce Stadium. And the Brumbies with some serious turnaround to do.
Yes, it's all happening at the breakdown as far as I'm concerned. The Brumbies have just got to be far more physical at the breakdown. Canterbury showed last week against Otago. They're going to play it very physical at all facets, and our blokes are going to have to lift.
Quickly onto the sideline, David Pembroke.
Andrew Mertens is kicking those goals beautifully. It's like watching Tiger Woods with a golf club. He's going to kick them all night if they give them the opportunity.
12 points to 0. The Brumbies over the Crusaders here at Bruce Stadium. The ball restart from Andrew Walker, taken there by Todd Blanker, 25 metres out from his own goal line. Comes back now from Hurst, looks on his outside, finds Mertens. Mertens with a long range kick downfield. Back there is Andrew Walker, takes it comfortably outside his 22. Looks for Joe Roff on the outside. Roff kicks it downfield, and Roff hasn't found touch. Far side of the field. Andrew Mertens is back there inside his own 22. Looks for touch on the far side of the field. Hasn't found touch. It's taken inside the 22. Brumbies into the ground by Steve Larkham. Decides to run it. Larkham comes towards the defence, and Larkham is tackled 12 short of the halfway line. So the Brumbies have got the ball. Gregan calling for it. Gregan wants quick delivery of this ball. Jim Williams is there. Finally, it comes back now to Walker. He kicks it downfield. Back there is McDonald, but Walker has found touch. They've decided they've got to play the game down this end of the field in the Crusaders' end of the ground.
They haven't been so far, have they, Tim? It's just all been in the Brumbies half.
12 points to 0, the Crusaders over the Brumbies here at Bruce Stadium. 16 minutes remaining in this first half. So the line out to be thrown by Mark Hammett. This side of the field, the main grandstand side of the field. It has been snowing, it's been sleet, it's been rain, but it's clear at the moment. The ball to be thrown in by Hammett. 25 metres out now from his own goal line. Steadies himself. He'll look for Maxwell or Todd Blackadder. Back there is Reuben Thorne as well. And the referee just speaking to the Crusaders line out. Finally, the ball is to be thrown in by Hammett. 25 metres out. Ball thrown in now by Hammett. Goes deep. Over the top of Robinson's head. Finally, it goes back there to Blackadder, and Blackadder charges towards the defence. He's tackled there by Williams, 15 short of the halfway line. Ball on the outside of the ruck goes now to Feek, and Feek is tackled almost as soon as he gets it. 12 short of the halfway line. The Crusaders with possession. Somerville dives over the top. The referee says that's okay. Finally, it comes back now to Mertens. Chip over the top by him. Back there is Larkham. Picks the ball up. Larkham under heaps of pressure. Managed to get the pass away now to Joe Roff. But gee, they're putting a lot of pressure on the Brumbies attack. This strong Crusaders defence as the ball comes back now to Gregan. Looks for Kafer on his outside. Kafer gets the pass away now, and Bartholomew's is tackled ball and all almost as soon as he gets it. 11 short of the halfway line. Ball comes back now for the Brumbies. They have possession centre field, about 10 short of the halfway line. Options left and right now for George Gregan as he calls for the ball to come back. The referee wants it back quickly. Finally, it comes back now to Kafer. On the inside, he finds Jeremy Paul, and Paul has hit a monstrous tackle there by Norm Maxwell coming through quickly. 9 short of the halfway line. The Brumbies this time get the penalty. The Crusaders leading by 12 points to 0. 14 and a half minutes remaining in this first half at Bruce Stadium in the Super 12 final in this first half so far. It's been all the Crusaders, Bob.
Definitely have. They've been playing very, very well. They're very well disciplined. They're playing a 2- and 3-man defence at fullback. The cup in the line is extreme pressure being applied around the edges of the ruck. The Brumbies aren't able to get to advantage. So the Brumbies are going to have to lift their intensity, and they're going to have to get far more physical in their approach.
On the sideline, David Pembroke.
Great tackle there by Norm Maxwell. He was penalised for not rolling away, but he really climbs in, and he's leading the Canterbury pack tonight beautifully. Great opportunity, though, now for the Brumbies. Great kick by Walker. Brumbies on attack, 22 metres out.
Ball to be thrown in now by Jeremy Paul right on the 22. Throws the ball. It's won by Justin Harrison, jumping at number 4. Ball comes back now to Gregan, then on to Kafer. Long pass by Kafer to Bartholomew's on the outside, then to Joe Roff. They've caught him pretty quickly, Joe Roff, far side of the field. 23 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. The Brumbies have the ball. They're playing advantage. Ball comes back now to Kafer. They'll get the penalty if they don't do anything here. The Brumbies 21 metres out now. Kafer sees a half gap. Ball loose on the ground. The Brumbies there en masse. There very quickly. They'll get the penalty now, the Brumbies. The ball wasn't going to come back. Andre Watson has given the Brumbies the penalty. About 23 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. 10 metres in from touch. Bit going on in that ruck. Justin Harrison, David Giffen having a fair bit to say. Ron Cribb also talking to the referee, pointing at a couple of Brumbies players. But the ACT has the penalty, far side of the field. They're going to have a shot at goal, surely. Sterling Mortlock coming up to have a shot at goal for the Brumbies.
Interesting penalty. The penalty I thought had been awarded about 30 metres in, and the referee has now moved it back to the 15-metre mark.
Well, Rod Kafer, by the looks of it, they're not going to have a shot at goal. 23 metres out. about 15 metres in from touch. Kafer has opted for the touchline, and they're going to go on the attack, the Brumbies.
Put some pressure right on the Crusaders now, doesn't it? You've got a 5-metre line out, the ball coming in. This should be money for Jam.
Mortlock came up to have a shot at goal, overruled. Ball thrown in by the Brumbies, loose on the ground. It's picked up there by Robinson. He's got possession now, up to the 22, and Robinson has the ball. The Canterbury side has the ball. Back it goes now. They've got the penalty as well. The ball was thrown back, loose on the ground. Back there is Vunibaka, and the Brumbies have conceded possession there. And they've also conceded the penalty right on the 22. Crusaders into the ground.
Ruined the opportunity there. They had a line out only a few metres from their try line. The throw went over too high, and here they are being penalised. They're back on the halfway line.
So Mertens finds touch, far side of the field, 9 short of the halfway line. Mark Hammett coming up to throw the ball into the line-out. The Crusaders 12, leading the Brumbies 0. Cold, chilly conditions here at Bruce Stadium tonight, but it's been hot football from the Crusaders. 3-4 penalty goals from Andrew Mertens so far in this first half. 11.5 minutes remaining as the ball is about to be thrown in by Hammett, far side of the field. Throws the ball in, 9 short of the halfway line. It's taken beautifully there by Ruben Thorne. Drive is on Somerville there very quickly, along with Fleek. 3 metres short of the halfway line. The Crusaders with the ball, far side of the field. Hammett drives it forward as well. Ball loose on the ground. It's been pilfered by the Brumbies. They have possession. Back it comes to Gregan. But the referee has seen something over there. On the sideline, David Pembroke.
I can't see it, Tim. It's on the far side. The ball came loose. Is it Tapper Henning is speaking to Andre Watson, and I have no idea what that's about. There may be foul play, some indiscretion. Brett Robinson still has the ball in his hand, so I think he's reasonably confident. Blackadder looks like he's standing there to receive some side. I think it might be Somerville receiving a talking to, and it will be interesting to see if he reaches for the pocket. Tapper Henning has obviously given a report there of some indiscretion.
Yep, he's reaching for the pocket. 10 minutes.
Oh, he's got him 10. Giving him 10. There it goes.
Somerville comes off the ground in the sin bin for 10 minutes. 11 minutes remaining in this first half. The Brumbies get the penalty. 5 metres inside Crusaders territory. Andrew Walker kicking for the far touchline because he is a prop forward. It means they're going to have to rotate their pack. There's going to have to be a reserve prop forward going on. And so that is pretty savage news for the Crusaders. You'd have to think that Con Barrell is going to come on in just a moment. We'll wait for the first scrum. Ball to be thrown in. Won by the Brumbies. Back it goes now from Giffen. Looks on his outside. Finds Gregan. Then on to Mortlock. They're playing advantage again, the Brumbies. The referee has his arm out. Ball comes back now to Larkham. Decides for the drop goal. Falls just short. And the referee has given the penalty to the Brumbies. 23 metres out, directly in front. The Brumbies have the penalty. And the referee has given the Brumbies a penalty, far side of the field now. He runs towards the touchline. Initially, the penalty was given directly in front, but he's moved it across to the touchline another 15 metres.
I must admit I can't quite follow. But he's the man who knows the laws. I can't quite follow them.
Brett Robinson addressing his troops. Are they going to have a shot at goal? No, they're going to kick for the touchline again. Mortlock was coming up. He goes back into his position. Rod Kafer's going to kick for the far touchline. The Crusaders leading by 12 points to 0. 9.5 minutes remaining in the first half. The Crusaders have a player in the sin bin for 10 minutes. Greg Somerville. Con Barrell warming up on the sideline. And the Brumbies...
It's the time to take advantage, Tim. They've got one man down in the forward pack. We've got a line out once again in the same position as we had one before. It's a time to put pressure on.
Ball to be thrown in by Jeremy Paul. Won this time by the Brumbies. Harrison takes it comfortably. 5 metres out. The ruck forms 5 metres out. Gregan calling for it. Finally comes back now to Larkham. Then on to Kafer. Kafer looks for Mortlock. Mortlock looks for Roth. Roth goes for the line. Still going. Ball comes back now. And the Crusaders have possession as it's kicked downfield by Mertens. He's found touch too. 5 metres inside the Crusaders territory.
He stepped out before he kicked that ball. There should be a line out about 2 metres from the Crusaders line.
Well, as it is, there is going to be a line out 5 metres inside the Crusaders territory. 5 metres inside the Crusaders territory. There's going to be a line out. It's going to be thrown by Jeremy Paul.
Oh, no, we didn't. I apologise.
Andrew Merton's under heaps of pressure. Got the kick away. Wasn't a bad kick either.
It was a cracker. He's made 50 metres on his left foot.
Ball to be thrown in now by Jeremy Paul. One there by David Giffen, jumping at number 4. They've got the ball, the Brumbies. This is Steve Larkham. They're running the ball with gusto at the moment. Kafer has the ball, runs straight into the forwards. Norm Maxwell's there very quickly. Finally, the ball comes back now to Williams, and Williams has tackled 5 short of the halfway line, forced a crossfield, tried to straighten up. Gregan calling for it again. They change the course of attack again. The Brumbies goes now to Joe Roff. Roff chimes into the back line beautifully, but he's tackled there by Mark Hammett, 5 short of the halfway line. And the referee playing advantage once again. Ball comes back now to Steve Larkham. Sees the gap on the outside. Looks on his inside. Finds Mortlock. Mortlock on his outside. Has got Jeremy Paul. And Paul is tackled from behind. Only 5 metres out from the Crusaders goal line. Long pass now to Walker. Looks on his outside. Finds Finnick-Tau. And Finnick-Tau has lost the ball forward. But the Crusaders are offside directly in front. And the Brumbies have got the penalty. A fair bit going on in back play as well. Bill Young up there very quickly on the sideline. David Pembroke.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of interference off the ball there, but great play by Stephen Larkham. Great linking play by Sterling Mortlock to Jeremy Paul, who's had an outstanding season, took the right option. The ball goes to ground. George Gregan swings it wide. Andrew Walker joined the attack, and it looked for all money like the Brumbies were going to score. Ippolito Finnick-Tau dropping that last pass. Crucial last pass, because that would have been a try. Mortlock's going to line this one up to have a shot about 15 metres out, about 5 metres from the right-hand upright.
So Mortlock almost directly in front. A chance for an easy shot at goal now. 12 points to 0. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. 7 minutes remaining in this first half, and the Brumbies really throwing the ball around with gusto in the last 5 minutes or so. Steve Larkham, the gaps have started to appear. The Crusaders have only got 14 players out there, with Greg Somerville still in the sin bin, and Mortlock coming up to have a shot at goal now. Almost directly in front, 15 metres out. It's been all the Crusaders, though, in this first half, just the past 5 minutes. The Brumbies have started to get back into it. Mortlock has kicked it. 12 points to 3. The Crusaders over the Brumbies, Bob.
Yes, it's good to see. That's really only the first breach that the Brumbies have made, because the Canterbury defence has been absolutely superb. They're playing a compressed defence, keeping it tight, moving them out wide and stopping them well behind the advantage line.
So the restart about to take place. Andrew Merton's coming up, 12 points to 3. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. Julian Abbott.
In the NRL, it's Parramatta 10, North Queensland 0, and Penrith 10, Melbourne 4.
The Brumbies have lost the ball forward from the kick-off. Williams went high. It was a double knock-on, so the scrum will go down 30 metres out now from the Brumbies goal line, and it's going to be a Crusaders scrum feed 30 metres out. Ben Hurst coming up to put the ball into the scrum, centre field, and Con Barrell surely is going to come onto the field. He's still warming up. The referee has noticed, of course, that Greg Somerville is in the sin bin, and Norm Maxwell is the player that's going to be sacrificed for the Crusaders. He comes off the field. Maxwell comes off. Barrell is on. Maxwell doesn't realise that Somerville's in the sin bin, because Maxwell wants to stay out there. He says, I'm not injured. But it's been pointed out to him that Con Barrell needs to be on the field because Somerville is in the sin bin. So the scrum about to pack down. Centre field. Options left and right now for the Crusaders. Hurst about to put the ball in. Puts it in. Scrum screws around. Hurst under heaps of pressure from George Gregan. Ball loose on the ground.
Well, they've got themselves a tight head. It was a great wheel there by the Brumbies scrum, and they've snavelled a tight head.
So the scrum about to pack down again. This time it's going to be a Brumbies scrum feed 30 metres out from their own goal line, without Norm Maxwell in the second row. Quite obviously the Crusaders pack a little bit lighter. Finally packs down again. Brumbies screwed that one around. Finally it comes back again to Gregan. Gregan has the ball, fires the ball on the outside and finds Mortlock. Mortlock through the gap, right up the halfway line. They catch him behind. Mortlock was caught by McDonald. About 5 metres inside the Crusaders' territory. The Brumbies have the ball now through Kafer. Kafer looks on his outside, finds Young. Young is caught almost as soon as he gets it. 5 metres inside Crusaders' territory. Larkham goes himself, tackled 45 metres out now from the Crusaders' goal line. The Brumbies will get the ball back. Gregan calling for it. Finally it comes back now to Rod Kafer. He runs straight and hard, but straight into the forwards. Tackled there by Robinson. 45 metres out now from the Crusaders' goal line. Goes now to Roth. Roth then on to Bartholomew's. Bartholomew's caught in a high tackle. Referee says play on back. It comes to Gregan, then on to Larkham. Larkham goes himself on the inside, looks for Giffen, finds him. Giffen tackled 41 metres out now from the Crusaders' goal line. It's been great defence so far. Larkham loses the ball forward, and so the scrum is going to go down, and it's going to pack about 5 metres short of the Brumbies halfway line, or the Brumbies goal line. So it's going to be the Crusaders with the ball, and just having a look at Steve Larkham there. The ball just seemed to come out like a piece of soap, didn't it, Bob?
Yes, certainly flew out of his arms, most uncharacteristic. But it's the pressure that's being applied by Canterbury. Their coach will be very, very happy, Robbie Deans, with the effort they've put in.
12 points to 3, the Crusaders over the Brumbies. 4 minutes remaining before half-time. Ball picked up by Cribb. 5 short of the halfway line. He's caught there by George Gregan. Scrum collapses. Back it comes now to Robinson. And the referee has seen an infringement there from the Brumbies. The penalty goes to the Crusaders. 5 short of the halfway line. So they've got the penalty. Andrew Merton's coming up to kick for this side of the field. And Ron Cribb down in back play on the sideline. David Pembroke.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened to Ron Cribb there. He tried to have a pick and go, and George Gregan got a hold of him. And I think it might have hit him around the rib area reasonably hard, or the shoulder area. So he's receiving some attention at the moment. Andrew Mertens is going to go on. Stephen Larkham also in back play receiving attention as Mertens finds touch about 20 metres out, 22 metres out from the Brumbies goal line.
So a chance now for the Crusaders to go on the attack. Steve Larkham still down in back play. On his feet now. Ron Cribb seems to be okay. Comes towards the line out. 23 metres out now from the Brumbies goal line. It's going to be the Crusaders. A chance for them to go on the attack. Mark Hammett coming up to put the ball into the line out. Steadies himself. 23 metres out. Throws the ball in. Won by the Brumbies though. Harrison out jumping his opponents. The Brumbies have got the ball as it comes now to Robertson. And Brett Robinson takes the ball forward. 25 metres out from his own goal line. Second phase possession goes from Bartholomew's. He finds Walker on the outside, and Walker's tackled about 15 metres short of the halfway line. The Brumbies down their end of the ground have the ball. Bill Young drives it forward, 15 short of the halfway line. Gregan calling for it. It's loose on the ground, picked up by Blackadder. Has Cribb on the outside. Cribb looks to offload it. Ball chipped through. Back there, though, for the Brumbies is Steve Larkham. 15 metres out from his own goal line. Kicks it downfield. Over the halfway line it sails. Back there is McDonald. Picks the ball up. 10 short of the halfway line. He has the ball now. Decides to run it. Tries to link up with his outside backs, but he's caught by Williams. Williams catches him right on the halfway line. The penalty has been given to the Brumbies. No, they've lost the ball forward, the Crusaders. The referee had his arm out. They lost it forward. Great tackle there by Jim Williams. He forced the changeover right on the halfway line. Looked dangerous on the far side of the field. With Ron Cribb combining with Todd Blackadder, it was a vital turnover.
It was a vital turnover, but I'd have to say I'm a little dismayed. I still think the Brumbies have got to show far more aggression at the breakdown, and their tackling's got to have a bit more venom in them, because that's the way Canterbury's playing.
So, ball to be put in by Gregan. 5 short of the halfway line. Comes back now to Larkham. Has to scoop the ball up from his bootstraps. He's tackled almost as soon as he gets it. And the Brumbies have got possession just short of the halfway line. Finally, it comes back now. Jeremy Paul drives it forward. The pick and drive by Paul almost up to the halfway line. Paul goes forward just a couple of metres. Ball loose on the ground. Gregan calling for it again. About 3 metres short of the halfway line. Finally, it's going to come back for the Brumbies to Bartholomew's. On the inside finds Roth. Then to Finikatau. Ippolito. Finikatau drifts across field. Tries to straighten up now, but he's stranded out there. 9 metres short of the halfway line. Back it comes to Larkham again. Larkham looks for Mortlock on his outside. Out of the first line. Out of the second line. Out of the third line now. Comes towards Hammett. Hammett can't tackle him. Yes, he can. Mark Hammett has forced him into touch. He's forced him into touch. The ball rolled forward as well. But Mark Hammett chased him across field. And he's forced him into touch. But it was a great break down the far touchline by Sterling Mortlock. A narrow corridor there. Not too much room to work with, but Mortlock found the gap. 12 points to 3. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. About 40 seconds remaining before half-time. On the sideline, David Pembroke.
Yeah, great chase there by Mark Hammett, really coming after him. He's a great player, I think, for the Crusaders side at the moment. As Somerville comes back onto the field, Crusaders pretty lucky, only conceding the 3 points there. Hurst with the ball in his hands.
Hurst puts the ball in now. 25 metres out from his own goal line. Gregan placing heaps of pressure on him. Ball comes back now to Caleb Ralph. He's found touch under heaps of pressure. Larkham was coming through very quickly, and he's found touch 30 metres out from his own goal line. A great chance now, right on half-time, for the Brumbies to go on the attack. Jeremy Paul coming up to put the ball into the line-out. 30 metres out from the Crusaders goal line. The Brumbies with a line-out throw, and Jeremy Paul steadies himself, about to throw the ball in. Won by Justin Harrison at 4. Goes wide now to Gregan, looks on his inside, finds Bartholomew's. Bartholomew's is tackled 30 metres out. Gregan with second phase possession. Ball comes back now on the outside. Kafer, then on to Larkham. Back it goes now to Finikatau. Finikatau centre field, tackled. There's the half-time hooter. There's the half-time hoot of the ball. Still going forward from the Brumbies. Bill Young driving it forward along with Pato Noriega. 23 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. Ball comes back now for the Brumbies. Inside it goes again to Young. Young driven back. Strong front on defence by the Crusaders. 23 metres out. Still the Brumbies with the ball. They decide to go to the blind side. It goes to Joe Roff now from Gregan. Roff tackled almost as soon as he gets it. 23 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. The Brumbies with third phase possession. Goes now to Kafer. Ball comes back. Referee says it was a knockback. Gregan has the ball now. Kafer, then on to Larkham. Larkham goes himself straight into the forwards. Tackled by Cribb. 23 metres out. They've still got the ball, the Brumbies. They're holding on to it. 23 metres out from the Crusaders goal line. Gregan calling for it again. Gregan on the outside finds Brett Robinson. He takes it forward another 5 metres. They're 18 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. This is Joe Roff straight into the forwards. He's tackled there. About 5 metres out. The Brumbies have possession now. Bill Young dives on it. 8 metres out. Jeremy Paul looking for the pick and drive. Ball loose on the ground and the Brumbies get the scrum. 8 metres out, but it is half time. It is half time and the referee blows his whistle. The Brumbies applying all the pressure there. The ball wasn't going to come out. It was taken forward by Ippolito Finikatau in the end. Died with the ball. It wasn't going to come out. The scrum was going to come to the Brumbies, but the half-time hooter had gone. And so the half-time score here at Bruce Stadium in the Super 12 final, the Crusaders 12, leading the Brumbies 3 on the sideline. David Pembroke.
Yeah, I think there were some very encouraging signs there for the Brumbies late in the first half. They were able to put together a number of promising drives, but this Canterbury defence is outstanding. And if the Brumbies are going to get opportunities tonight, they're going to have to take them. The couple of opportunities, real opportunities that they had, one where the ball was an overthrow at one line-out where they surrendered when they were 2 metres out. The other one where Ippolito Finikatau had the line open and he spilled the ball. They can't afford to lose those opportunities, and I think those started very slowly, but I thought that they improved in the second half, and I know Eddie Jones and Ewan McKenzie will have some very clear instructions for them in this second half. But for the Crusaders, they've come out and done exactly as we knew that they would. They've tried to throw the ball around with what ball that they've had. They've kicked for field position very well, and they have defended stoutly. They're running a very interesting defensive line off the line-outs. Andrew Mertens is standing at the outside centre position, and the forwards are bogging up all the holes all the way through. So there's not that opportunity for them to attack the weaker defender of Mertens, and the Brumbies are struggling to crack this defensive line. It'll be interesting to see what they can do in the second half as this breeze kicks up a little bit again in the second half, and will be running with the Brumbies in that second half.
Grandstand Rugby League brings you all the action.
O'Sullivan to Dylan Edwards, through again, he's going to score!
Every big moment across a massive season.
It's hammer time for the Dolphins!
That was amazing footwork. Brilliant.
The latest news and expert opinion on everything rugby league.
We're loving rugby league in 2023.
Grandstand Rugby League. Find us on your radio, ABC Sport Digital, and on the ABC Listen app.
That pass was pretty, it had lipstick on it.
ABC Sport Digital Radio, your home of netball.
So the Brumbies at this stage will have the benefit of breeze in the second half. Brett Robinson still addressing his troops, talking to Andre Watson. Todd Blackadder has his side in formation for the start of this second half. Canterbury leading the Super 12 final by 12 points to 3 here at Bruce Stadium. Here's the restart for the Brumbies. Joe Roff has the ball lined up on the halfway line, kicks it about 12 metres. Back there is Maxwell, takes it comfortably. Beautiful take by Norm Maxwell, 12 short of the halfway line. Takes it in to this maul, develops into a ruck pretty quickly, and the referee wants the ball back. Doesn't come back, and so the Brumbies will get possession. They're going to get the scrum far side of the field, about 40 metres out from the Crusaders goal line. Good positive start by the Brumbies. Maxwell took the ball beautifully from the kick-off, but the Brumbies will get the scrum. George Gregan coming up to put the ball into the scrum. 40 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. Back there is Williams. Leaves it for Gregan. Gregan then on to Larkham. Inside it goes now to Kafer. Kafer tackled centre field, 30 metres out from the Crusaders goal line. This is Larkham, looks on his outside, finds Joe Roff, and Roff is monstered by the defence, but laid the ball back beautifully. This is Mark Bartholomew's, and Bartholomew's is tackled almost as soon as he gets it. 30 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. Pick and drive by the Brumbies forwards now. Noriega in there, along with Bill Young. Finally it comes back to Larkham. Larkham looks on his outside, finds Rod Kafer. He bounces out of the first line. They come again, and force him to ground 25 metres out centre field. The Brumbies keeping the ball again as it goes now to Mortlock. Almost bust them out wide. Ball loose on the ground. The Brumbies still have it though. It went back. This is Larkham, then on to Kafer. Looks for Finnickatau, finds him on the fly. Ippolito, Finnickatau, tackled 22 metres out. George Gregan has the ball now, then on to Larkham, on to Kafer. Kafer sees a gap, still going Rod Kafer. Then it goes back to Joe Roth. Beautiful hands to Jeremy Paul, and Paul is tackled. Only 5 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. The Brumbies on the attack. Long pass now to Mortlock. He goes for the line. Caught though, only 5 metres out. Gregan calling for it. 3 metres out now. The ball is about to come back, is it? No, it's not. And the Brumbies will get the scrum. 5 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. On the sideline, David Pembroke.
What a pick up there by Jeremy Paul, the inside ball. You could not expect better hands from Andrew Walker. Jeremy Paul really has established himself as the finest ball-playing, running hooker forward that we're seeing in the Super 12 at the moment. His support play is brilliant, and that's another opportunity. Brumbies really in a great position to attack.
So the Brumbies get the scrum. 5 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. Gregan puts the ball in, picked up by Williams. Gregan goes wide. He goes for the line himself. Gets the pass away. Loose on the ground. Picked up by Walker. Vinnie Barker almost into touch, but the Brumbies have still got the ball through Williams. Williams goes over the line. Has he scored? Has he scored? He goes over the line. Held up. Held up is the ruling from the referee. Williams surged over the goal line, and so the Brumbies will get the scrum. 5 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. Big Jim Williams picked the ball up, almost went into touch, kept his balance. The pack got behind him, pushed him over the goal line, but he was held up. So, George Gregan coming up to put the ball into the scrum. 5 metres out. Gregan delivers the ball into the scrum. Back it comes to Williams. Then on to Gregan. Fires the ball on the right-hand side now. Loose on the ground. It's picked up beautifully by Bartholomew's. Goes for the line. Flings the ball back. Gregan is back there. Loose on the ground. And the Crusaders coming through very quickly. The Brumbies have got the ball. They've lost about 35 metres though. They dive on it. Kafer's back there. 15 metres inside Crusaders territory. Gregan calling for it again. It went loose on the ground. A wild pass from Bartholomew's. Back it goes now to Robinson. And Robinson is tackled 35 metres out. They've got to do it all over again, the Brumbies. This is Mortlock, takes it straight into the forwards, and he's tackled 40 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. The Crusaders leading the Brumbies by 12 points to 3. 36 minutes remaining. Ball comes back to Gregan, looks for Larkham, finds him. Larkham then on to Walker. Back it goes now to Mortlock. Mortlock tackled 35 metres out. They're up quickly on George Gregan. Referee says play on. Ball loose on the ground. Gregan gets it again. Back it comes now to Larkham, then on to Gregan. Wide it goes now to Bartholomew. He's tackled 35 metres out. Gregan calling for it again. Wide it goes now to Ippolito Finnickatau. Runs straight and hard. Tackled though 35 metres out from the Crusaders goal line. Gregan with third phase possession. On his outside finds Mortlock. Mortlock going for the line. On his outside he's got Kafer. Kafer looks on the outside to Bartholomew's, and Bartholomew's is caught only 3 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. The Brumbies on the attack. Ball loose on the ground. There's a player offside there. The referee has seen it. Looked like a deliberate knock-on. The referee has seen it. The penalty goes to the Brumbies. The Brumbies calling for the Crusaders player to be sent to the sin bin for 10 minutes. The referee shakes his head. Drama here at Bruce Stadium. Penalty goes to the Brumbies. 5 metres out from the Crusaders goal line. The Crusaders leading by 12 points to 3. On the sideline, David Pembroke.
I think that was a deliberate knockdown, but they took the chances, didn't they? The Canterbury Crusaders, they're totally on the ropes as Brett Robinson hands the instructions over to Sterling Mortlock, who's going to bring the ball back and have a shot 22 metres out or 21 metres out, about 15 metres from the left-hand upright. But Brumbies really have come out in this second half and started to put it together. They're putting the Crusaders under a lot of pressure, retaining the ball, attacking well, but they're just not still getting the ball over the line there. So Brumbies still needing to work on their execution, but a very positive start for them at the beginning of the second half.
Mortlock coming up to have a shot at goal.
Yes, very, very impressive start by the Brumbies there, but great scrambling defence once again, keeping them out 2 or 3 times. It looks like the Brumbies were going to go through. I'd still like to see them just straighten it up a little bit around the inside, because there's no gap through there. They've got to straighten it up and then look for the spaces out wide.
George Smith warming up on the sideline. He might go on for Ippolito Finnickatau. He's certainly stripped down, ready to go on by the looks of it, Smith, wearing jumper number 19. And the Brumbies with this penalty shot now from Sterling Mortlock, 23 metres out. 15 metres to the left-hand side of the upright. And Mortlock has missed it to the left-hand side of the upright. Mortlock has missed it. 12 points to 3. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. 34 minutes remaining in the Super 12 final. Julian Abbott.
In the NRL, it's Parramatta 16, North Queensland 0, and it's 10-all between Melbourne and Penrith in Melbourne.
So still 12 points to 3. Long kick downfield by Mertens, taken by Roth. Over the halfway line he goes. A metre inside Crusaders territory. The Brumbies have the ball now through Larkham. Larkham sees a gap. He's through Larkham. Larkham still going. Caught from behind though. Thorne catches him. Only 15 metres out from the Crusaders goal line. The referee playing advantage. Ball comes back now to Jeremy Paul. Drives it forward. 15 metres out. This is big Jim Williams. Goes for the line. Caught from behind. 10 metres out. Hippolito Finicatau. Finally tackled. Grigan calls for the ball. It comes back to Kafer. On his outside, he's got Robinson. And Brett Robinson takes the ball forward. He's tackled, though. Only 8 metres out. Grigan calls for it again. Penalty goes to the Brumbies directly in front. 10 metres out. And the Brumbies have got the Crusaders on the rack.
Once again, the crowd have been waiting for something to bay about, and they're starting now. And I think they're asking on 2 occasions now why that hasn't been a sin-binnable offence.
So the penalty's been given to the Brumbies directly in front, 10 metres out. Sterling Mortlock coming up to have a shot at goal. And George Smith is about to come onto the field. He's with the manager, Phil Thompson. He's about to come onto the field for the Brumbies. And Ippolito Finicatau is coming off for the ACT. Jeff Didier.
Oh, look, this first 7.5 minutes, the Brumbies have been absolutely relentless. They have thrown everything at the Crusaders. The Crusaders have been up to the task, mind you, but even so, the Brumbies have been camped on the try line for the first 7.5 minutes.
Ippolito Finicatau comes off the ground. George Smith is on for the ACT. Mortlock has kicked it this time. 12 points to 6. And I think it's fair to say the Brumbies have totally dominated the first 8 minutes of this second half. On the sideline, David Pembroke.
They certainly have, but they're still behind by 6 points with a lot of work to do. I wouldn't expect that the Crusaders are going to stop going forward at any stage in their defence particularly, but the Brumbies, it's been very encouraging for the team first up in this second half.
The restart now from Andrew Mertens on the halfway line, kicks the ball about 15 metres. Back there is George Smith, bounces off his hands. It's into the arms of the Crusaders, dived on by Blackadder. 40 metres out from the Brumbies goal line. The Crusaders will get the ball, options left and right. It comes to the left-hand side now to Andrew Mertens. Horrible pass on the ground, picked up beautifully though by Mark Robinson. Drifts at crossfield. Straightens up now. Robinson tackled there by Giffen. Harrison was there as well. Ball comes back again to McDonald. He drills it downfield. Not a bad kick. Back there is Joe Roth. Inside his own 22. Has the ball. Kicks it out. And he's found touch 22 metres out from his own goal line. Wasn't a great kick. Came off the side of his boot. Sliced it into touch. And so a great chance now for the Crusaders to go on the attack. 12 points to 6. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. 31 minutes remaining in the Super 12 final. On the sideline, David Pembroke.
Yeah, it's just exciting times, Tim. Not a great kick there by Roffey, but Mark Hammett with the ball. Crusaders on attack.
Hammett has the ball in his hands, throws the ball in right on the 22. Brumbies into the ground, taken beautifully there by Reuben Thorne, but it went to the left-hand side, crooked throw, so the Brumbies are going to get the scrum feed. It swayed away to the left-hand side, and Todd Blackadder, not happy about that, throws the ball on the ground. The Brumbies get the scrum feed, 22 metres out from their own goal line, 12 points to 6. The Crusaders over the Brumbies in the Super 12 final. Ball goes wide now to Larkham. On his outside, he finds Mortlock. Mortlock through the gap out wide, ball loose on the ground, dived on by Smith. It went forward. The referee was there quickly. It went forward. And so the scrum is going to go down far side of the field, about 25 metres out from the Brumbies goal line. It's going to be a Crusaders scrum feed, and Hurst coming up to put the ball into the scrum. It looked to be assisted too when the ball came out.
Mertens in the field goal.
So ball comes back now to Hurst, puts the ball into the scrum. They've won the scrum. Cribb has got it. Driven back into the scrum now is Ron Cribb almost as soon as he came out. Finally it comes back to Hurst. Hurst looks for Blackadder, finds him on the outside. Blackadder is caught there by Harrison, coming through very quickly. 25 metres out now from the Brumbies goal line. The Crusaders on the attack, far side of the field. Darryl Gibson takes it forward, loose on the ground. Back it comes now to Somerville. He drives it forward. Somerville makes about 5 metres, straightens up now, and the big prop is tackled. Mertens changes the course of attack. Far side of the field, finds Darryl Gibson. Half gap out there for Gibson, but he's tackled from behind and forced to ground. 21 metres out now from the Brumbies goal line. The Crusaders on the attack. Back it goes now to Ron Cribb. Chips the ball through. Can he regather? Try to Ron Cribb. What a try try. That was fantastic football by Ron Cribb. He has scored. He chipped the ball through. He got it again and dived over the line. What a try by the Canterbury Crusaders. Ron Cribb has scored 15 metres to the left-hand side of the upright, and Ron Cribb is a super footballer with super skills. 17 points to 6. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. Ron Cribb has scored one of the great individual tries we've seen this year. He chipped the ball through, loose on the ground, got it on the second bounce. Gregan was back there, but Cribb regathered successfully and has scored 15 metres to the left-hand side of the upright. The Crusaders leading the Brumbies 17 points to 6. Well, that has stunned the crowd, Bob.
It certainly has. You took the words out of my mouth. The crowd is absolutely speechless at the moment. They've been looking for something to barrack for. They had it for the first 7 minutes, but that was a wonderful bit of individual skill by the number 8. He's very happy with it, but so he ought to be, because that was a great try.
Mertens comes up for the conversion. 25 metres out. He moves in. Looks pretty good off the boot, but it's waved away to the right-hand side of the upright. Had the direction, but not the distance. Or should I say, had the distance, but not the direction. It was waved away to the right-hand side of the upright. 17 points to 6. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. Jeff Didier.
Oh, well, the Brumbies have got it all in front of them now, but even so, 11 points behind. We've got almost half an hour left to play. 2 quick tries by the Brumbies, and that's not beyond them.
On the sideline, David Pembroke.
Agree, but Ron Cribb certainly on that play. We've seen it from him a number of times this year as the Brumbies chant goes up. Walker kicks off.
Taken by Hammett, 25 metres out from his own goal line. He's tackled almost as soon as he gets the ball from the kick-off. Long pass infield. It goes now to Gibson. Drifts across field. And Gibson is tackled out there. Decides to run it. Ball loose on the ground. Back it comes for the Crusaders. And Hurst takes it forward again. 25 metres out from his own goal line. Ball comes back now to Mertens. And Mertens kicks it out far side of the field, but he's kicked it out on the full, and so the line-out will take place 25 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. It's going to be a Brumbies line-out throw. The Crusaders leading by 17 points to 6 over the Brumbies. 27 minutes remaining in this game, the Super 12 final here at Bruce Stadium. 24 metres out.
Can't help thinking, Tim, it's time for Troy Jacques' injection.
Yes, we've got George Smith out there for the Brumbies. Ball thrown in. It's won by Harrison. 23 metres out. Loose on the ground. Picked up by Gregan. Long pass on the outside to Mortlock. Mortlock finds Bartholomew's. Bartholomew's is caught though by Robinson. 23 metres out. Gregan calling for it again. 23 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. It's the Brumbies still on the attack. This is Andrew Walker, caught centre field. Nice tackle by Norm Maxwell. Forces him to ground. 25 metres out centre field. The Brumbies have got the penalty now. The ball wasn't going to come out. 17 points to 6. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. And the Brumbies have a penalty almost directly in front. Are they going to have a shot at goal? 25 metres out. The referee speaking to Todd Blackadder. And I think on the ground was Mark Hammett. Yep, last player to get to his feet, Mark Hammett. And they're going to have a shot at goal. Sterling Mortlock signals to the referee that he is going to have a shot at goal. So if he kicks it, this will make it 17 points to 9 on the sideline. David Pembroke.
I just wonder how much we're going to see of that in the second half, that the Crusaders, perhaps maybe even protecting the lead, decide to surrender the opportunity. Sterlo's obviously not hitting them as well as he would like. A little bit tentatively so far tonight, having missed, I think, 3, perhaps even 4 opportunities of goal that were certainly very kickable. So maybe they're going to take the option to slowing down the ball, conceding the penalty, and maybe, just letting the 3 out there if in fact that 3 is taken.
17 points to 6. Mortlock comes up now. 25 metres out directly in front. 25 minutes remaining in the Super 12 final. As Mortlock steadies himself. Lists to make it 17 points to 9. Big crowd here at Bruce Stadium. Silenced by that try from Ron Cribb. As Mortlock steadies himself. Moves in now. Looks pretty good off the boot. Certainly got the distance, but not the direction again. From directly in front, he's missed. And Sterling Mortlock really hasn't got his kicking boots on tonight. 17 points to 6. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. Julian Abbott.
It's now Parramatta 16, North Queensland 6, and Penrith 16, Melbourne 10.
Long kick downfield. Over the halfway line it goes. Picked up by Walker. Pass to Joe Roth. 5 short of the halfway line. Williams takes it forward. 3 short of the halfway line. The Brumbies looking for quick phase possession as it goes now to Kafer. Kafer runs straight into Ron Cribb. Tackled right on the halfway line. Ball comes back now to Larkham. Then on to Walker. Walker looks on his outside. Finds Noriega. Noriega tackled a metre inside Crusaders territory. The Brumbies looking for the ball quickly. Back it comes now to Gregan. On his inside, he finds Jeremy Paul. Tackled, though, 5 metres inside Crusaders territory. The Brumbies have the ball now through Larkham. Larkham on the inside. Looks for Kafer. Finds him. Kafer tackled about 5 metres inside Crusaders territory. The Brumbies still have possession. It's loose on the ground. It's kicked through by Hurst. The race is on. Cribb looks for it. It's loose on the ground still. 25 metres out now from the Brumbies goal line. Loose play there. Larkham looking for the long pass. Once again, loose play. It goes behind Andrew Walker, and Walker has to run back to pick the ball up, and he's found touch far side of the field. He's kicked the ball out about 28 metres out from his own goal line, and the Brumbies just losing their composure there, Bob.
Yes, they're not getting back, but it's all about pressure, and that's what Canterbury are applying. I think the Brumbies have just got to change a little bit. They keep trying to run around the outside, but the defence has got them blocked out there out wide. They've got to maybe do some pick and drive up through the middle.
Troy Jacques about to come on for the Brumbies. 23 minutes remaining in this Super 12 final. The Crusaders 17 leading the Brumbies 6. We've seen a great try for the Canterbury side. Ron Cribb scoring a great individual try, and Justin Harrison is coming off the field, and Troy Jacques is coming on. Harrison off, Troy Jacques is on, and Justin Harrison comes towards this side of the field, and he's tackled. No, I was about to say that the ball has been thrown into the line-out. Finally, it comes back to Robinson. The Brumbies have it. Loose on the ground. Picked up now by Rod Kafer. Back it comes now to Sterling Mortlock. And Mortlock has dropped the ball centre field. But the Brumbies will get the ball from the scrum, far side of the field. The referee was playing an advantage there, a knock-on advantage from the line-out by the looks of it. And so the scrum will pack down. It's going to be a Brumbies scrum feed, far side of the field, 25 metres out from their own goal line. And George Gregan coming up to put the ball into the scrum for the ACT, 25 metres out from his own goal line. Gregan about to put the ball into the scrum. Troy Jacques on the field. Justin Harrison is off. Scrum penalty goes to the Brumbies. Quick tap by Gregan. Looks on his outside. Finds Robinson. Then on to Williams. Williams drives it forward. Tackled by Ron Cribb. They try and force the changeover. Sharks there very quickly. 5 short of the halfway line. The Brumbies with the ball. Finally it comes back to Larkham. Larkham looks on his outside. Looks for Mortlock. Finds him. Mortlock then on to Roth. Tackled right on the halfway line. Ball comes back again. The Brumbies have possession through Jeremy Paul. 5 metres inside the Crusaders' territory. This is Steve Larkham, then on to George Smith, takes it forward, 5 metres inside Crusaders territory, centre field, options left and right. Gregan goes to the right-hand side, back it goes to Larkham. Larkham with a pretty ordinary pass to Sterling. Mortlock goes behind him, and the Brumbies being forced back by this strong Crusaders defence. They're 5 metres short of the halfway line. Larkham tries to do it himself, and he's caught right on the halfway line, gets the pass away to Robinson. It's loose on the ground. The Brumbies have possession, though. 5 metres inside Crusaders territory. This is Mark Bartholomew's managed to get the pass away to Troy Jacques, who's just come on the field. He's tackled 10 metres inside Crusaders territory. Look for Joe Roth. He takes the ball forward. Finally, it comes back now to Gregan. Gregan then on to Larkham. Larkham drills it back inside the ruck. It goes to Jim Williams, offloads it to Troy Jacques again. 30 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. The Brumbies have knocked the ball on. They've knocked it on 40 metres out from the Crusaders goal line. Far side of the field. And I tell you what, this Crusaders defence this afternoon or tonight has been sensational, Bob, hasn't it?
We said it all night, and we must be sounding terribly, terribly repetitive. But what else can you say? The pressure's been applied right across the field. The Brumbies have tried to run around the outside of it. They haven't been able to do that. They've tried to run up the middle of it. They haven't been able to do that. It's been a very tough night at the office.
Very physical, aren't they? You know,
Yep.
in their defence. That's been the telltale, and that's the difference between the Brumbies and the Crusaders at the moment.
Yep.
Is that it's so physical, and the clean-outs and the rucks and the mauls, they're just cleaning out so effectively.
Let's go down to the sideline. David Pembroke.
Yeah, it's been a very good performance so far, but there's still 20 minutes left on the clock. 17 points to 6. The Crusaders will have the opportunity, you would imagine, to clear this ball. Mertens will be looking for field position, obviously. But I'd say the Brumbies have certainly got to be the next try scorers if they're going to stay in this final.
So scrum packs down 10 metres short of the halfway line. Crusaders scrum feet. Ben Hurst coming up to put the ball into the scrum for Canterbury. 17 points to 6. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. 21 minutes remaining in the final. Scrum about to pack for the third time. Andre Watson is there. Wants it packed for the fourth time as it collapses almost immediately. Just speaking to both front rowers. This side of the field, he's having a talk to Greg Somerville from the Crusaders. 17 points to 6. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. Scrum packs again. Scrum penalty goes to the Crusaders. Quick tap now by Mertens on his outside. He finds Fick, then on to Somerville. 5 short of the halfway line. Ball comes back again to Mertens with a long pass on his outside. He finds Darryl Gibson. Gibson tackled there by George Smith. Right around his bootstraps. 5 short of the halfway line. Ball comes back again to Mertens. Mertens kicks the ball through. Back there for the Brumbies, though, is Mark Bartholomew's right on the halfway line. Bartholomew's comes infield, looks for his support, finds them. Gregan gets the ball back now on the halfway line. Gregan goes himself, caught from behind. Maxwell was the tackler, 5 metres inside Crusaders territory. The Brumbies looking for quick phase possessions. It comes back now to Noriega, driven forward by Troy Jacques now, and Jacques makes another 10 metres. He's tackled about 35 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. Gregan gets the ball back, comes back quickly. The Crusaders offside. The ball was knocked out of George Gregan's hand. The referee saw it. He saw it, and Ron Cribb is being spoken to at the moment. The crowd calling for 10 minutes, but it's not going to happen. Cribb goes back into the defensive line. The Brumbies get the penalty, and the referee is speaking to Brett Robinson as we speak. And Robinson very unhappy with the tactics from the Crusaders in the second half, spoiling the ball coming out the Brumbies side. Norm Maxwell now having a word to Andre Watson. The Brumbies have the penalty, though, about 35 metres up from the Crusaders goal line. And Rod Kafer is coming up to kick for the far touchline. And the Brumbies really have to be the next side that scores here. Kafer has found touch, 5 metres out from the Crusaders goal line, and it's going to be a Brumbies line-out throw. Mitch Hardy warming up on the sideline. The Crusaders leading by 17 points to 6 over the Brumbies. 18 and a half minutes remaining. Ball thrown in, won by Jacques. No, goes over his head. Ball is on the ground. Picked up by Hurst. Back it goes now to McDonald. Runs forward about 5 metres before he's tackled centre field. It's the Crusaders with possession. The ball went over the head of Troy Jacques in the line-out. Now it goes to Mertens. Kicks it downfield on the halfway line. Picked up by Joe Roff. Roff picks it up on the first bounce. 10 metres inside Crusaders territory now. On the inside, he's found Bartholomew's. Mark Bartholomew's is tackled there by Reuben Thorne. Gets the pass away, though, to Rod Kafer. Long pass on the outside to Sterling Mortlock. Looks to dummy on the outside to Andrew Walker, but takes the tackle himself. The ball coming back now to Gregan. Gregan looks for Rod Kafer on the outside. Kafer caught, though. He ran infield, tried to straighten up. Ball coming back. Referee playing advantage. 41 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. Ball comes back on the inside now to Andrew Walker. Penalty goes to the Brumbies. 35 metres out from the Crusaders goal line. Centre field, offside the Crusaders. 17 points to 6. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. 17 and a half minutes remaining. Brett Robinson addressing the troops. Once again having a chat to Andre Watson. His penalties really slowing things down for the Brumbies. Andrew Walker is going to kick for the western touchline. And a chance once again for the Brumbies to go on the attack, Bob.
Yes, I see that it is a good opportunity, but I also would have thought Andrew Walker's a good goal kicker. Interesting decision there. They've been twice up on that line in good scoring position. Twice the throw's been poor. And I'm wondering if it isn't time for Andrew Walker to have kicks at goal.
So Jeremy Paul coming up to throw the ball into the line out. 5 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. The Brumbies, a chance for them to go on the attack. Surely the ball's going to go to David Giffen this time. Jumping at number 3. Giffen gets the ball comfortably for the Brumbies. Ball comes back, loose on the ground. Driven forward now by Jeremy Paul. 3 metres out from the Crusaders goal line. Ball comes back now on the inside to George Smith from Larkham. Smith goes for the line, and George Smith has scored for the Brumbies!
Posts as well.
What a try for the Brumbies. Smith has scored right under the posts for the ACT. 17 points to 11. Kick to come from directly in front, Bob.
That's exactly what we needed. It was a one momentary lapse, but that's all it takes in this game. So it just shows how tight these games are. The Brumbies are back in it, but Canterbury know what it's about. They've won 2 out of the last 3.
Smith has scored underneath the post for the Brumbies, directly in front. 17 points to 11. The Crusaders over the ACT, but Sterling Mortlock coming up to have a shot at goal.
Well, the crowd is still going off. They love that.
16 minutes remaining. On the sideline, David Pembroke.
A great play there by George Smith. They dropped off him, but he had the presence to just put the foot down and just head straight for the try line. The Brumbies have been threatening to do that for a little while now, and perhaps with 15 minutes and 38 seconds on the clock and the support of this local crowd, maybe, just maybe, they're coming back. Crusaders 17, the Brumbies 13.
Mortlock has kicked the conversion. 17 points to 13, the Brumbies within a try of the Crusaders.
Well, they're in no hurry to kick this ball off, have they? I don't think they can wind it down 15 minutes, though.
Andrew Mertens kicks the ball, goes about 15 metres. Maxwell through there very quickly. Taken by Mortlock, beautifully for the Brumbies. 15 short of the halfway line. The ACT on a roll. Ball comes back now to Gregan. Loose on the ground. Scooped up by Larkham. 15 short of the halfway line, centre field. Gregan calling for the ball again. Goes back to Kafer. 17 points to 13. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. 15 minutes remaining. This is Jeremy Paul. Drives it hard. Reuben Thorne is there along with Robinson. Ball goes wide now to Kafer. Looks on his outside. Finds Larkham. Then on to Mortlock. Mortlock almost through the first line. 9 short of the halfway line. Crowd getting behind the Brumbies. Ball goes wide now to Jacques. Jacques straight up the centre of the ruck. Makes a couple of metres. Drive is on now from the Brumbies forwards. 9 short of the halfway line. Gregan looks for the ball. Gets it back quickly to Larkham. On his outside he's got Roth. Almost through the gap. Had Walker on the outside. Took the tackle himself. Held on to the pass though. Held on to the tackle as he went to ground. And the penalty goes to the Crusaders right on the halfway line. And Andrew Mertens, is he going to have a shot at goal? It's 49 metres out from goal, 10 metres in from touch. He's not going to have a shot at goal. He's going to kick for touch. And Todd Blackadder addressing his troops in back play. The Brumbies really getting on top. The Crusaders under heaps of pressure. 17 points to 13. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. Julian Abbott.
Penrith now 20, Melbourne 10, and it's Parramatta 16, North Queensland 6. Half-time in the AFL, Hawthorn 52, Fremantle 39, Adelaide 45, Sydney 16, and Brisbane 62, Richmond 62.
Ball thrown into the line out by Hammett. Goes through the hands of Maxwell. The Brumbies have possession. Mortlock gets the ball out wide. Tackled 9 metres short of the halfway line. Gregan calling for it. Ducks on the inside. Finds Jacques. He's crunched. Good front on defence there by Somerville. The Brumbies still have possession now through Williams. The pick and drive. Takes it forward. Almost up to the halfway line. They've still got the ball, the Brumbies. Over the halfway line they go. Back it goes now to Gregan. Then on to Larkham. On his outside he finds Joe Roth. He's through the first line. Almost through the second. They capture him from behind. Thorne is there very quickly. Ball comes on the inside for the Brumbies from Larkham. Then on to Gregan. Back it goes to Gregan. Then on to Larkham again. Larkham goes himself. Caught from behind though by Todd Blackadder. Got the pass away on the inside. Bill Young there very quickly. Dives over the top. Referee says that's okay. 25 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. Jeremy Paul takes it into the ruck. The Brumbies have possession still. Wide it goes now to Larkham. Caught in a high tackle. Referee says play on. The tackler was Maxwell. Forced him to ground. 23 metres out. Ball comes back now to Bartholomew's. He's tackled 19 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. The Brumbies surging forward. Goes back now on the inside. It goes to Williams. He's tackled. Ball laid back beautifully. This is Jacques. Only 15 metres out from the Crusaders goal line. Gregan calls for it again. Back it goes to Larkham. Larkham looks on his inside. Finds Bartholomew's. He's tackled. Only about 15 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. The Brumbies still on the attack, keeping possession. The ball isn't going to come back. And the Brumbies will get the scrum feed. 15 metres out from the Crusaders goal line. On the sideline, David Pembroke.
Great play there by the Brumbies. It's the sort of football they've been playing all year. They've rediscovered it with about 11 minutes 54 on the clock. Great control there, great play. Although the Brumbies look out on the feet, the Crusaders don't look too much better. It's going to be a tight finish.
17 points to 13. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. 12 minutes remaining in the Super 12 final. What a second half it's been. The Brumbies out on their feet. Rod Kafer addressing the back line. The Brumbies have the scrum feed. 15 metres out from the Crusaders goal line. Gregan addressing his troops as well. Robertson talking to the forwards. So the Brumbies, vital scrum feed. 15 metres out. Scrum about to pack. Gregan urging his forwards on. The crowd getting behind their team. Gregan puts the ball in. Scrum won by the Brumbies. Goes wide now to Larkham. On the inside he finds Kafer on the fly. Kafer's almost there. 5 metres out. Second phase possession. Ball goes to Jacques. Jacques surges for the line. Almost there. 3 metres out. Comes back down to Larkham. Then on to Roth. Roth caught only 5 metres out. Second phase possession. Walker there very quickly. Delivers it back now to Gregan. Then on to Larkham. Larkham goes himself. Runs across field. Straight into the arms though of Hammett. 5 metres out. Still the Brumbies on the attack. This is George Smith. Goes for the line. Forced across field though. 15 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. The Brumbies have got the penalty directly in front. 5 metres out. 17 points to 13. 17 points to 13. The Brumbies have been given the penalty directly in front. 11 minutes remaining. Surely they're going to have a shot at goal, Bob.
What do they do?
I think they'll have to take the points. 10 minutes. take the points. I would. And the big difference now is the urgency that the Brumbies have suddenly put into their game. It's suddenly come from deep within their character, and they've really come on top. Canterbury defending grimly, but they've just got to hang in there to win this third wonderful Super 12 championship.
27,489 people here at Bruce Stadium tonight. A ground record. Sterling Mortlock is going to have a shot at goal. 15 metres out directly in front. 17 points to 13. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. This will make it 17 points to 16. The Crusaders over the ACT with around 10 minutes remaining. Mortlock steadies himself. Lines the ball up now. Directly in front. Moves in. Looks pretty good. He's kicked it right over the black dot. It goes. 17 points to 16. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. Mortlock has kicked the penalty. So the restart now from the Crusaders. A lot of urgency from the Brumbies now. They're back in formation. The Crusaders, they're really rattling the changes now. Ron Cribb is coming off. Coming on is Chris Jack, as well as Dallas Seymour by the looks of it. So the changes coming thick and fast. The Crusaders realising the Brumbies have them on the back foot at the moment. They need fresh legs. 3 changes in the matter of a minute there for the Crusaders. 17 points to 16. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. The ball doesn't go 10 metres. It scrambles there, a 10-metre line, and finally it's picked up by Williams, and Williams surges forward. On the halfway line, the Brumbies have the ball. Gregan calling for it. Finally, it comes back through the legs of Gregan. The Brumbies will get the scrum feed, though. A metre inside Crusaders territory. And the Brumbies have the Crusaders on the rack at the moment. 17 points to 16. Canterbury over the Brumbies. Inside the final 10 minutes here at Bruce Stadium. A metre inside Crusaders territory. The Brumbies to get the scrum feed. Gregan to put the ball in once again. Scrum about to collapse. Gregan managed to get the ball in, though. Finally, it comes back. The Brumbies win the scrum. Wide it goes now to Kafer. Kafer looks on his outside for Bartholomew's. Bartholomew's is caught. The referee playing advantage. The Brumbies will get the penalty. 45 metres out. If they don't get the advantage here. Back it goes to Gregan, then on to Giffen. Drives it forward. David Giffen is tackled, though. 5 metres inside Crusaders territory. Now to Joe Roff. Roff takes it forward. This side of the ground, playing a narrow corridor. Back it comes now to Gregan. Looks on his outside. Finds Larkham. Larkham tackled, though. 41 metres out from the Crusaders goal line. The Brumbies take it forward again. Through Jeremy Paul. Drives it forward again. Another 5 metres. Finally, it comes back to Gregan, then on to Walker. Walker looks on his outside, finds Rod Kafer. Kafer's monstered out there. Good tackling by Darryl Gibson, I think it was. 45 metres out. Make that 41 metres out now as it comes to Larkham. Larkham hitting a high tackle. Referee says play on. Ball is going to come back again for the ACT. 39 metres out. Infield it comes now to Roff. Roff tackled, though, almost as soon as he gets it. He ran into the forwards, and the loose forwards got him there pretty quickly. This is George Smith, the pick and drive from the Brumbies. 35 metres out, centre field. Ball comes back now for the ACT. The referee playing advantage again. 39 metres out from the Crusaders goal line, directly in front. Ball comes back again to Gregan. Gregan goes himself, and Gregan is tackled 35 metres out. Penalty goes to the Brumbies, directly in front. 35 metres out. 17 points to 16, the Crusaders over the Brumbies. And the referee just talking at the moment to Leon McDonald. High tackle. We mentioned it in the call. It was a high tackle there on Steve Larkham, far side of the field. And so the penalty has been given to the Brumbies. Brett Robinson is talking to Sterling Mortlock, and Mortlock is going to have a shot at goal. 8 minutes remaining.
What a pressure kick this is on Morley. He has not been kicking well all night. In fact, you'd have to say he's had a shocker, Tim.
He's played terribly as far as his kicking's been concerned, but he's played well in general play.
Yes, he's one of the few guys who's cracked the line, and he's done it 3 or 4 times. There'll be a lot of crowd wishing this ball over.
So, Mortlock about to have a shot at goal. 39 metres out. Almost directly in front. On the sideline, David Pembroke.
I think you might kick this one, Tim.
What makes you say that one, Pembo? You're winning it over, mate.
My heart's in my mouth. I can't say anything else at the moment. I can't help myself. He should really kick this, though. There is a bit of breeze. It'll favour him with that right to left fade for the right-handed kicker. And he'll take the Brumbies into the lead with 6:51 with a bit of injury time, probably 8 minutes to go. The Brumbies on a roll. Let's see what he can do.
17 points to 16, the Crusaders over the Brumbies. 6.5 minutes remaining. Mortlock steadies himself. 35 metres out. Directly in front. Steadies himself. Pressure kick. This can win the game. He moves in. Looks pretty good off the boot. Has he got the distance? Has he got the direction? He has. He has got both. And the Brumbies hit the front for the first time in this match.
The crowd have gone absolutely ballistic. They've gone berserk.
18 points, 19 points to 17. The Brumbies over the Crusaders. 19 points to 17. The Brumbies hit the front. 6 minutes remaining here at Bruce Stadium.
We've got 27,000 crazy people here.
They rose as one on their feet. The Brumbies hit the front. Ball comes back from the kickoff. They have possession now, the ACT. It comes to Kafer, tackled hard, centre field. Ball loose on the ground, driven forward by Williams. 11 short of the halfway line. Comes back again to Larkham. Larkham caught there by Gibson. 9 short of the halfway line. The Brumbies still have the ball. Finally it comes back now to Mortlock. Drives it forward. Sterling Mortlock, who kicked that pressure goal. 19 points to 17. The Brumbies over the Crusaders. 5.5 minutes remaining before full time. Gregan calling for it. The penalty goes to the Crusaders. 41 metres out directly in front. They've been given the penalty, the Crusaders. Mortlock was the player there involved, along with Jeremy Paul by the looks of it. Robinson speaking to his players. But Andrew Merton's coming up. Surely he's going to have a shot at goal. He's just stretching at the moment. 41 metres out, directly in front. The wind has stopped, would you believe? The wind has stopped just as Mertens comes up to have a shot at goal.
Interesting, Tim. I would have thought there in the last couple of phases we'd have put the ball down the far end specifically to avoid what has just happened.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Just boot it down on the other end there. Put the pressure right back on them.
5 minutes remaining. 19 points to 17. The Brumbies over the Crusaders. But Andrew Mertens comes up to have a shot at goal. 42 metres out, directly in front. The Brumbies leading by 2. Mertens steadies himself. 4.5 minutes remaining. Mertens, pressure kick. He's been sensational with the boot so far tonight, though. Moves in, looks pretty good.
Oh, it's a good kick.
Certainly got the distance.
No, yes.
It's got the direction as well. And the Crusaders are back in front. 20 points to 19 over the Brumbies. 4.5 minutes remaining. The Brumbies with it all to do now. 20 points to 19. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. 4 minutes remaining. The Brumbies with the restart now. Andrew Walker comes up on the halfway line. You'd have to think that they're probably going to kick it deep.
Have to get down there, and I believe they should have gone down earlier in that last series when they had the ball. And they should have got down the far end. They know what Mertens can do.
Ball kicked off by Walker, taken there by Mark Hammett. Comes back now to Andrew Mertens. He finds touch. Or does he? No. Joe Roth is back there. Doesn't find touch. And Roth has the ball on the halfway line. Comes towards Werner Barker. Beats him. But he's forced back as he ran straight into the forwards. Blackadder was there very quickly for the Crusaders. But the Brumbies have the ball now. 9 short of the halfway line. It comes back now to Larkham. Larkham then on to Kafer on the outside. Almost through the gap. Ball loose on the ground. Ruben Thorne there very quickly. Tackles him. Finally, it comes back now to Troy Sharks from George Gregan. Sharks drives it forward. Almost up to the halfway line. He's tackled 5 metres short of the halfway line. Gregan calling for it again. Finally, it comes back now to Larkham. Larkham goes himself inside the final 3 minutes. Ball comes back for the ACT. Crusaders leading by 19 points. 20 points to 19, but the Brumbies get the penalty. 5 short of the halfway line. The Brumbies get the penalty. 20 points to 19. The Crusaders over the ACT. 3 minutes remaining. Andrew Walker coming up to kick for the western side of the field. He'll look for touch. And a great chance now for the Brumbies to go on the attack. 20 points to 19. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. Ball comes back now to Walker. He finds touch. Around 30 metres out from the Crusaders goal line. Jeremy Paul coming up to throw the ball into the line out. Composure needed here for the Brumbies if they're going to win this game. More replacements coming on for the Crusaders. Aaron Major coming on. Major is about to come onto the field, and it looks like Andrew Mertens is down in back play. So Mertens, is he going to come off? The referee has stopped the clock. 2 minutes 18 remaining. 20 points to 19. The Crusaders over the Brumbies here at Bruce Stadium. And Andrew Mertens is coming off. Aaron Major coming on for the Crusaders. 2 minutes 18 remaining in this game here at Bruce Stadium. The final. Crusaders leading by 1. Ball thrown in by Jeremy Paul. It's 1. Jumping at number 5 by David Giffen. They spin the ball wide now. It goes to Sterling Mortlock. Tries to bust them up the middle. He's caught those centre field. About 25 metres out. Larkham goes to his right-hand side. Looks for Kafer. Finds him. Kafer tackled though. 25 metres out. Ball comes back now to Gregan. Gregan looks on his outside. Finds Sharks. Goes through his hands. Finally, it's picked up by Jim Williams. 25 metres out centre field. The Brumbies have possession as it comes back on the inside now for the Brumbies to Joe Roth. He's tackled about 23 metres out. Ball comes back again. Third phase possession as Larkham looks for Bartholomew's. Finds him on the inside. He's tackled only about 22 metres out. Third phase possession needed here for the Brumbies. It's loose on the ground. It might have even been pilfered by the Crusaders, but the Brumbies get the scrum feed 19 metres out from the Crusaders goal line. Look for the drop goal. The Crusaders 20, leading the Brumbies 19. A minute and a half remaining. The Brumbies have the scrum feed inside the Crusaders 22. Ball about to be thrown in.
Stevie Larkham, where's that field goal?
Okay, George Gregan about to put the ball into the scrum now. 22 metres out. Scrum force back. And Gregan steadies himself. And the crowd calling for the field goal already. The scrum hasn't packed.
Minute to go.
A minute to go inside the final minute now. 20 points to 19. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. Gregan calling for it. Goes on the outside now to Joe Roth. Goes for the line. Caught from behind though. 15 metres out. Gregan calling for it. Wide it goes now to Larkham. Looks for Kafer on the outside. Kafer's caught almost as soon as he gets the ball though. Inside the 22 still. 19 metres out. Ball comes back now to Larkham. Then on to Kafer. Wide it goes now to Smith. Smith is tackled though. 23 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. The Brumbies still driving it forward though. Bill Young takes it forward again. He's stopped almost as soon as he gets to the defensive line though. The Brumbies still have possession through Joe Roth. He's tackled inside the 22. 18 metres out now from the Crusaders goal line. The penalty goes to the Crusaders. The penalty goes to the Crusaders. 14 seconds remaining. The Crusaders leading the Brumbies by 20 points to 19. The penalty goes to the Crusaders. Bit of back chatting there. And so another 10 metres is walked. And the Crusaders out on their feet. Really on the rack in the second half. But gee, aren't they a composed side, Bob?
Well, they've really withstood all the pressure in the second half, and I'd have to say, even though that was a penalty that the Brumbies didn't want, Andre Watson, apart from that early flurry of penalties where he penalised everything that moved, he's really controlled the game very well.
20 points to 19, the Crusaders over the Brumbies. The full-time hooter has gone in the background. There's the full-time hooter, and the Crusaders have beaten the Brumbies. 20 points to 19. Jubilant scenes here from the Crusaders. They embrace as one. What a marvellous moment for this Canterbury side. 20 points to 19. The Crusaders over the Brumbies. A numb feeling here at Bruce Stadium as the Brumbies hit the lead in the dying moments. Only to see Andrew Mertens kick a penalty goal from 41 metres out. The Brumbies staying on the field. The Crusaders jubilant scenes. The bench is cleared and the players have gone to the halfway line. The Brumbies still on the field. Brett Robinson addressing them. A sad moment for Brett Robinson, his final game. But jubilant scenes for the Canterbury Crusaders. And Todd Blackadder, what a leader of men he is.
He is certainly a wonderful leader because he does his work and he keeps the men with their noses to the grindstone. I have to give credit, I think, to the tight five from Canterbury because not only did they do their job in the tight, but they contributed enormously to the defensive line in and around the edges of the rucks.
That was the key, wasn't it, Bob? It was that defensive line right around the rucks. There was just absolutely no getting through, apart from that George Smith try where he slipped through a little bit out a little bit wider. There was no getting through close there. Their defence was absolutely dynamic and just so physical.
Emotional scenes here for the Brumbies. They've gone down by 1 point in the Super 12 final. And Brett Robinson has led his side to the far side of the ground. They're receiving a rousing reception. We might go down to the sideline and David Pembroke.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. I don't know, but gee, I tell you what, that last, you can take a lot of penalties, but the last one wasn't great. Crusaders player off his feet, playing the ball on the ground, and Watson found something else. But anyway, we do have to give credit to this great Canterbury team to be able to win 3 in a row. You know, that is one of the fantastic efforts, the first time ever in Super 12 football, and there's no doubt about it that this is, you know, the toughest provincial rugby union competition in the world, and they have won it for a third time. That is an outstanding effort, And I think the way that they played it tonight was very smart. They really did withstand and were able to hold off a enormously determined Brumbies side who just did, as you've said, threw everything at them in that last part of the game. It was, I don't know, I just thought that there was going to be time, but wherever that penalty came from to give Mertens the opportunity, you know, money for jam for a player like that. Really difficult to take at the moment, but congratulations to the Crusaders. They're a fantastic side, and I'll grab a hold of a couple of them as they make their way off the field.
Jubilant scenes. We're broadcasting throughout New Zealand tonight, as well as Queensland, New South Wales and the ACT, repeating the Crusaders defeating the Brumbies 20 points to 19 in the Super 12 final. We go back down to David on the sideline. David.
Yeah, just amongst the Crusaders players at the moment who are embracing each other very vigorously. Lots of big smiles. They're just broadcasting live to New Zealand. We'll just see can't get much of a noise out of them at the moment. They're just too excited.
We'll stay down with you, David. Emotional scenes.
Yeah, fantastic scenes here, Tim. You know, great scenes. To see them all embracing each other, it's just a pity it's not the ACT Brumbies. We've had their fans invade from off the field. We've had their training staff join them in the middle here. Lots of embracing, and really the Crusaders have got to be very, very happy with this. The chief executive, I think, of the union is here. I'll just grab Mark Robinson, broadcasting New Zealand. Well, off we go.
Still with David on the sideline. He's caught up in the melee.
By your team to be able to hold off and really to withstand the pressure in that second half.
Oh, yeah, mate. It was unbelievable. I think we're just down on our feet, and we knew if we could keep working and just keep hanging in there, it'd come. So.
Well, certainly that defensive pattern, you must have worked on it. It done so much with you.
Yeah, no, we were pretty organised, but we just had to hang in there. They threw everything at us, and we were just lucky enough to can hold them out there. They're a great side. And,
okay, well, enjoy the time with the team as the Crusaders make their way off the field. I'll just quickly grab some words here with Rod Kafer. Rod, absolutely despondent, but in the second half, the Brumbies threw just about everything that they had at them.
Yeah, we did. We just, a couple of errors in there. 22, which probably cost us in the end, but hey, that's finals footy. It was close, good match, I think, for everyone. So, from our point of view, we're not too disappointed. More than you could be.
Yeah, well, just in terms of the game, in the first half, the team started a bit slowly. What would you put that down to?
I think to the Crusaders, they're probably the best defensive team in the competition. They smashed you with everything, so it was very difficult to get any momentum.
And in that second half, what was said in the dressing room that was able to encourage the team to that great second half performance?
We just changed the way we played, changed our focus, started going in the same direction of the ball, and that gave us some momentum in the end.
And in terms of the Crusaders, that defensive line, is it the hardest you've ever played against?
Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the toughest line to break, and we struggled all night. I think, we score one try, and that was it.
All right, Rod Kafer, thanks very much for joining us on the sideline.
Hello, I'm Patrick Stack, and if you like great stories and you enjoy sport, then I reckon you need ABC Sport Daily in your life.
I mean, you called me a succulent meal before. It's chalk and cheese stuff.
Yeah, you just couldn't have scripted it any better. And rugby league always somehow delivers, doesn't it?
It was like a throwback to yesteryear, with two key forwards at either end involved in a shootout. Great to see.
I'd say he's reassuringly expensive.
It's a daily sports conversation, and it's called ABC Sport Daily. Find us on the ABC Listen app.
ABC Sport Digital Radio, your home of cricket.